The journey in deepening my understanding of being a better educator leads me to believe that teaching and learning are two connected elements. I used to believe that teaching was transferring knowledge to children. However, now I believe that teaching is a way in which teachers do not only transform knowledge but also nurture children in the process of constructing knowledge. This understanding leads me to go deeper about what are the roles of teachers. Teachers have complex tasks, as Aya states. They do not only teach children to have good academic knowledge, but also make sure that they experience a meaningful learning process. I remember how my elementary teacher showed me how the rainbow forms after the rain. He invited me to share my thought, and I explained to him what I had been understood through the little experience in a class. Such example realized me that teachers should be a constructor of knowledge. They do not position themselves as the most knowledgeable people in a classroom, but they provide a space for children to develop their idea. From my example, my teachers put me as an expert. He did not only explain but also showed me the process of how the rainbow forms. One quote from Mel Guzzi that brings me to the second role of teacher is that teachers are researchers. They need to know that each child is unique, who has different talents, types of learning, barriers and needs, as Ayers points out. Teachers cannot use one method only to teach their children because some may like discussing while others like listening. Thus, teachers should understand their children and know what to do to provide supportive learning environment for them. The most striking point to me is when I gain understanding about how do I see the children, because the way teachers see children influence the way how they teach them. When teachers acknowledge the children as capable learners, they will be likely to position them as contributors in a learning process. Hence, we should look at the strength of children, accept them as competent learners who have capability to search for meaningful learning. After knowing that fact, it brings me to wonder about what should teachers do to better educators. Being a good listener, teacher can understand their children better by listening children's idea because according to Rinaldi, listening is valuing those who are listened to by others. A teacher can use children's idea to maintain the learning activity. Another way to be better educators is having documentation. It is a tool for knowing the progress of each child and planning class activity. What's more, documentation creates self-identity for children in contributing the idea for the learning environment. Finally, I just want to say that teachers should have the heart of teaching. Another quote from Palmer: they should keep the passion of teaching each time they enter the classroom. Why? It is expected that they have right motivations in teaching their children. Therefore, the children will experience the significant learning because their teachers want them to be successful learners.